Hi player, welcome to my lair. Hit the start button to begin. Want to learn how to create interactive slides like these? Stay tuned. Hello guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be creating interactive slides for our classroom, similar to the one that you saw in the introduction of this tutorial. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to go ahead and remove the themes section from my slide, as well as remove the text boxes, because I'm not going to be needing them right now. All right, so the next step now is to create your background for your gaming slide. If you haven't done so, pause the tutorial, go ahead and create your background, and then go to File here and download it as a PNG. For the interest of time, I already did that, so I'm going to go ahead now and click Slide, and then go to Edit Master. All right, so now that we're in Edit Master, what this does is that it brings all your slides together. So it makes it easier for you to do your edits. It's actually a master deck. So it allows you to do your edits, and it will automatically save on your slide deck once we exit out of Edit Master. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking for the blank slide that you're seeing here in this slide deck in Edit Master. It's the last slide on my slide deck, so I'm going to go ahead now and click on the other slides and delete them, because I don't want those slides in the slide deck as it is. So just go ahead and delete. So once you have deleted all the other slides, you should be left with two slides: the layout slide and a blank slide. So for this blank slide here, you want to make duplicates of it. So in total, I need 5 slides to begin. So I'm going to make 4 copies of this slide here. So I'm going to click Control D 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I should have 5 slides as is. So what I'm going to do now is, for each slide, I'm going to go in and label them. So follow me keenly. The first slide is going to be my introduction slide. The second slide is going to be my question slide. The third slide is going to be my correct answer slide. The fourth slide is going to be my incorrect answer slide. And my fifth slide is going to be my ending slide. In order to label the slides, just click on the slide that you want to label. Click on text box. Click on the text box icon, then click on text box. Then you're going to use your mouse pad to draw or insert your text box there, and then you can go ahead and label. So this is my intro slide. The second slide is going to be, my second slide is going to be my question slide. My third slide is my correct answer slide. Fourth slide, incorrect answer. Oops. My fifth slide is going to be my my ending slide. All right, so now that we have labeled all of our different slides, we're ready now to go ahead and add the background pictures or the backgrounds. So you can use the same background for each slide, or you can use different backgrounds. It depends on what you're doing for your gaming activity and what you want to bring out. For this one, I'm just going to be sticking with one standard background and then adding the individual elements to those. All right, so I'm starting with my intro slide, right? So on this slide, this is where you want to give your students an introduction or an instruction, as well as you would want to also add like the title or the topic. That's optional. All right, so first thing is adding of the background to my intro slide. So I'm going to go ahead and click background, then I'm going to click choose image, and then upload, then browse, and then I'm going to be selecting from what I have here on my device. So let me look for that particular background that I saved. All right, this is it. I'm going to click open and then browse. Then I'm going to click done. So there you can see that the background is added, right? So that's my intro slide. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same for the other slides. All right, so now that I've added all of my background pieces, next thing I'm going to be doing now is starting with the introduction slide. So for this particular gaming activity, for my introduction, I used for my introduction slide, for the instruction, I used a call out or a dialogue box or a chat box. So how I added it is you can either insert it as a transparent image. So go to insert, go to images, search from web, and then type in dialog box or chat box transparent, and you can select from the list there. Or you can use the shapes icon here and go to call out and then select the one that you want to use, and then just draw it, drag and draw. That's what I did for mine. So I'm using my mouse pad to do that. And then here I'm going to go ahead now and you can just type what your instruction is going to be. So I'm just going to paste what I had from the previous slide here, from the intro slide for this tutorial here. So so this is the instruction for my students. So it says click start to begin, right? So you for any instructional slide or the introduction slide, you want to have the start button there. So I'm going to go ahead now, and you can use the shapes icon again and draw the shape, or you can use an image search. I'm going to use image search because I want a particular type of look. There's a particular type of look that I'm going for. So I'm going to type transparent start button, and then select one that is appropriate, or one that I like from the list here. I like this one, so I'm going to go ahead and add it, and then I'm going to resize it. Resizing. All right, that looks like it. Let me just shift it a bit. All right, so now that I'm finished with my introduction slide or my instructional slide, I'm going to move on to the second slide, which is my question slide. So this is where you're going to be adding the questions that you want to ask the students. So for this particular slide, how you want to ask that question is totally on you, you can use an audio file to ask the question, or you can use text. I'm going to be using text here. So for what I did really was to use a shape, the shape icon, and then use that to draw a particular shape that I want here, add it, and then add the question to it. So you can also go in and edit the color. So if you don't want a color, you can change it to another color. Same for the text. I'm going to give, white is too bright, so I'm going to edit it to gray. I'm going to edit to gray. So that's my question slide. So what I'm going to do now is add the answers. So I'm going to be using the shapes icon again to add my answers, or the different options that they have. And then I'm going to be using 3, so I'm just going to be copying and pasting. Control C, Control V, so I have 2. And I'm going to be adding those to the wall. So when you copy and paste it, it's more uniform, because all of the shapes, or the ones that you're using for the responses, will be the same size and dimension. I'm going to go ahead now and add the color. So I think I'm going to be working with purple. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. Hold on. Purple, that's a darker, lighter shade. All right, let me just adjust the shade there. Add another one. Oops. All right, so now I can go ahead now and add my responses to it. C12, C14, C16, and also you can edit what happened. C16. You can go ahead and edit the font and the style, the writing style, or the text style. So I'm going to add bold and increase the font to about 28, and do that for all of them. All right, so once you do that now, what you're going to be doing for the other questions, you're going to be duplicating this question slide. So if you want to ask 5 questions or 10 questions, you're going to, the amount of questions that you want to ask, you're going to duplicate this slide, and the amount of questions that you're going to be asking, that's the amount of duplicates that you're going to be making. For this tutorial, I'm only going to be doing 2 more. So that's Control D, 1, 2. So you can just go in now and just edit these questions and change out the answers. So I'm going to go off screen and do that. All right, so the next slide that we're going to be working on now is the correct answer slide. So these are my question slides, and now I'm moving on to my correct answer slides. So for my correct answer slide, what I did was to give the students like a prompt to say that they would have gotten the questions correct, or gotten the question correct rather, and add some, little celebratory icons like balloons and confettis. So that is what I'm going to be adding. When we're finished with the different slides, and then we go into the actual slide deck, I'm going to be showing you how to add different audio files, download different audio files to match with a particular theme that you're going with to make your game more interactive, more believable, more engaging. So we're doing it one step at a time. So I'm going to go ahead and add my prompt. So what I did was to just go back into Google image search, and I got another chat box, another dialog box, added it, and now I'm adding the prompt to it. All right, so this is the wording. I just copied and pasted from the previous from the slide that I did for the introduction. So what I'm going to be doing now is, now that I have the prompt, I'm going to be going ahead now and adding my balloons and the confetti, as well as add some other things that I had in the background. So I'm going to go off screen and do that. It's very simple. Let me just add the first one again just for reinforcement, and then I'll go off screen and add the other images. So of course you're going to go to image, go to insert rather image, and then search from web. Transparent before whatever it is you're searching for. I'm searching for balloons, and I'm going to click on the one that I want. I'm going to resize, and I'm going to copy and paste this. So I want two, one on either side. Right, so I'm just going to go in now and add the different elements so that you see what the finished product looks like. And then we're going to move on to our incorrect slide. All right, so I added another additional feature, which is this image here. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be adding some confettis or a confetti. So I'm going to be pasting I searched for the image already. I like it. I'm pasting it. Now, as you can see, the image of the confetti appears in front of the male or the scientist picture, and I don't want it. I don't want that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to edit the order that it appears by sending it backwards. So that way, you know, it's more visually appealing. All right, so let me just adjust. All right, so that's what my correct answer slide is looking like. Also, once the students gets the questions correct, you also want to leave instructions for them to gain access to the other set of questions. So for example, for this particular prompt, they are told that they would have got the questions correct, you're smart, etc. And then it would say, click on the DNA to go to the next question. So they know that they should click here to gain access to the next question. So that's very important. Ensure that your prompt, once you give them a prompt for the correct answer slide and for the incorrect answer slide, you need to tell them where to go next. What is it that they're supposed to do in order to go back for the incorrect answer and to gain access to the next question, what it is that they're supposed to do. So let's just jump to the next one now, which is the incorrect slide. So what I'm going to be doing now is something similar. So I'm going to be adding some images to this particular slide and a prompt to say that they would have gotten the question incorrect. And because this is kind of like a lab setting, I might add that, oops, they're going to burn down the lab or something to that effect. So I'm going to go ahead and add those. Those are just images that I'm just taking off Google and adding them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Nothing special here as yet. All right. All right, so I'm at my incorrect slide now. All right, so I added a few elements here. So what I really wanted to show you how to do is to actually border some of these um, shape icons when you add them. So for this particular one, I'm going to add a shape. I'm going to draw it. So this is where I'm going to actually put the prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and paste. All right, so for this particular image, or for this particular shape, I want to add some borders to it, right? So how do I do that? All right, so once you click on it, a box should appear around the particular shape that you're working with. And then you're going to click on this pen tool that will give you the option of adding the different colors to it. And you can choose the thickness of the border here. So that's what the finished product looks like. All right, so I went ahead and I filled out the other aspects of the incorrect answer slide and the ending slide. So this is what it looks like. Remember, always have a prompt there that will tell the students what they're supposed to do if it is that they got the question incorrect. So whether they're going to be clicking on something to go back, very important. All right, so now that we have all the pieces of this slide and it's completed, let's have a look at what the ending slide is looking like. So this is partially what my ending slide will be looking like. The good thing about adding the gaming feature to the slides is that you can also incorporate simple animations. If you're going to do that, you're not going to do it in the master slide. You're going to do it once it is that you would have exported whatever it is that you have in your master slide to your regular slide deck over here. So if there are any aspect of the slide that you want to animate, you're going to be doing that in the next couple of steps I'm going to show you. So once you close out of the master slide, then you are going to add those to your regular Google Slides. Same applies for audio files or video, MP4 files, same applies. All right, so I'm going to be clicking this X here, which will allow me to exit out of this. Once you do that, you're going to be left with this. You're going to be seeing a blank slide. So don't freak out or anything. All is well. All you have to do now is click this little drop down icon here, and it will show you the different slides that you would have just worked on. Now, what you're going to be doing next is you're going to be adding each slide in the order that you want them to appear. So you're going to be clicking on your introduction slide first, which is this slide here. You can go ahead and delete this blank slide. And then the next thing that you want now would be your first question. So you're going to click on your question slide next, and then the order is you have the question slide. You can go ahead and add either the incorrect answer or correct answer. It doesn't matter which order you put them in. For me, personal preference, I rather to add my correct answer, then incorrect, then I go to another question, then correct answer, incorrect, another question, and then correct answer, incorrect, and then ultimately my ending slide. But it depends on how many questions you would have added or you're going to add. For this tutorial, I'm making it very short, so I'm just working with 3 question sets with correct and incorrect answers. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and fill those in. So moving on to my next, what did I just add? I added a question, so I'm supposed to add my correct answer slide and then incorrect answer and continuing with that question, correct answer, incorrect answer, correct answer, incorrect answer. Then I'm going to be adding my last question. Question slide, incorrect answer. Well, correct answer, then incorrect answer. And then ultimately my ending slide. We're almost there, guys. Almost there. All right, so there you have it. So this is what it's looking like now. All right, so now we're going to be adding the other important pieces now. So I'm going to be adding audio to this. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see, the different labelings for the different slides are there. So I'm going to go back to slide, go to edit master, and I'm going to be deleting these. So I'm going to be removing these. Just click on the text box and delete. Because you don't want this to appear in your master, in your final product. Click on the text box and just delete it. All right, so just click on the X again and it will take you to your slide deck. All right, so there you have it. All right, so the next step now is to add audio and links. So I want to add an audio to this slide so that my students will get the instructions. So even though it's written here, I want to add an audio to give it, a little special effect. So how do I do that? Well, firstly, you would have to record your audio already. If you don't know how to do that, I'm going to put a link in the description that will guide you as to how to do that. But what I usually use is an online video recording website. Record my audio, download it, add it to my drive, and then insert it. So once you would have added the audio file to your drive, go ahead and click insert, click audio, and then select from the audio files that you have in your drive. I think this one is called, what did I save it as again? Oh, Atom Gaming. And then select. All right, good. So my audio file is on the slide. So what I want to do now is I want it to play automatically. So as soon as the students open the game in presentation mode, it will play automatically. Also, I want to hide this icon here when I'm presenting. So I'm going to click on that. So let's see what that looks like. So I'm going to click on the first slide, go to presentation. Hi player, welcome to my lair. Click the start button to begin. All right, good. So that's what it's looking like. That's what it's sounding like. Great. Next step now is to link this first slide here to the first question here. So once the students click on the start button, it will take them to the first question. How do I do that? First thing I want to do is I'm going to be using the shape icon to outline the shape of the start button. So I'm going to choose one of these shapes that will best represent this. And so it would be this shape. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Ensure that you try to get it as close to the shape as possible. So try to get it as accurate as possible. The next step now is to go to the fill color icon here and click on transparent. So that is what it should be looking like. So you can't see that I would have added a shape over this because it's transparent. And then I'm going to click on the start button and right click, then scroll to link. And then it will ask me if I want to link it to slide in this presentation. I'm going to click that. and then click next slide. Then click apply. So once it is that the students click on the start button, it should take them to the first question. So I'm going to go to presentation mode to preview it, just to ensure that it's working. Welcome to my layer. Click the start button to begin. So once the students click the start button, takes them to the next question. All right, so on slide 2, what I want to do now is, well, yes, on slide 2, what I want to do now is to link these answers to to either the correct or incorrect slide. So back to the shape icon. So for this particular one, the answer is C12. I'm going to go to fill color, make it transparent. Then I'm going to, what I can do is once I make this transparent, I can copy it and paste it so I don't have to do it again. Remember, they would have been the same shape. So I just put them over it. Then I go ahead now and link C12 to slides in this presentation. I'm going to look at the slide number here that will correspond to the correct answer slide, which is slide 3. And then I'm going to link it to that slide. So link it to slide 3 and then click apply. For C14, I'm going to link it to the incorrect slide, which is slide 4. Click apply and do the same for the last answer, which is C16. So that's slide 4. Another way that you could have done it is you could have just, once you added the shape for C12 and you linked it to the correct answer slide, you could just do one big box and cover C14 and C16 and link those two to the incorrect answer slide. So that's another alternative. So now let's see what all of this is looking like. So I'm going to start from the first slide, go to present. Hi player, welcome to my layer. Click the start button to begin. All right, so if I should click the incorrect answer, it should take me here. All right, so because I'm not finished with the linking as yet, that happened, but I just wanted to ensure that those are working correctly. So let me just go back to present. And if I should click C12, then that should happen. All right, so say you made an error with the linking, which is what I did here. I didn't even realize that it's carbon 14 that I linked the answer, the incorrect answer to the correct answer slide. So the answer for this particular question is carbon 14. So say you made an error, you want to fix it. This is how you do that. So for this particular question, the answer is actually carbon 14, but I linked it to the correct slide. What you want to do is click on the answer, go to this little pen here that says edit link, and then click the X, click slide in this presentation, and then you will go ahead and correct it. So this should be linked to the incorrect slide. So that's slide 4, and then you click apply. So I'm going to do the same for carbon 14. This should be linked to slide 3, which is the correct answer slide. So that's how you would correct an error like that. So let's just go ahead now and check it to see, just to ensure that everything was applied. Carbon 12, incorrect answer. All right. And let me go back and click on carbon 14. So that should be linked to that slide. Check it again for carbon 16. That should be on the incorrect answer. Good. There you go. The next step now is to link the correct answer slide to the next question and the incorrect answer to the previous question. So here is the question that we were looking at, and these are the correct and incorrect slide. So what I'm going to be doing is, for this particular prompt, it says that I should click on the DNA to access the next question. So I'm going to be doing the same thing. I'm going to be using a shape. I'm going to draw it or add it to the DNA structure, ensure that it's completely covered, ensure that it's transparent, and then I'm going to go ahead and link it to slide. What slide is that? The next question is on slide 5. So I'm going to click slide in this presentation again and go to slide 5, click apply. Then to the moon here for the incorrect slide, I'm going to be adding a shape. This time I'm going to be choosing the circle because that fits the object that I want to link. I'm going to ensure that it is edited properly. And then I'm going to go ahead and ensure that it's transparent. Let me just pull this in a little bit on either side, bottom, and then I'm going to link this to slide. Make sure it's the right one I'm linking. Hold on. All right, so this is the one that I just did. So I should be linking this one. All right, so I did it to the other incorrect slide. So what I'm going to do is just copy this here. So that's Control C. Control V. And then add my link. So I'm going to be linking that to slide 2. All right, so let's see how everything plays out now. So let me go back to slide 1 and then hit presentation or present. Hi there, welcome to my lair. Click the start button to begin. All right, so I'm going to click on the moon to go back. All right, good. Correct answer. I'm going to click on the DNA. All right, good. So that is how you link the various questions to the respective slides, whether for correct or incorrect answers. So you're going to go ahead now and link all your slides to the correct answer slide or incorrect. So let's see. All right, so here we are, right? So we just did slide 2. So what you're going to do next is proceed to slide 5. That slide would have your next question, and so you're going to be linking the correct and incorrect answers now to slide 6 and 7. And when you're linking slide 7, you're going to go back to slide 5. And when you're linking slide 6, you're going to link it to slide 8. So it's a pattern that you're going to be following. Same for slide 8. For the incorrect answers, you're going to be linking it to slide 10. And then you're going to be linking the moon here, or whichever item you're using to go back. You're going to ensure that you link it to the previous question. For me, it's slide 8 here. And for this one, you're going to be linking it to slide 11, which is your ending slide. All right, so I'm going to go ahead off screen and do those linkage. And then we're going to be looking at how to add the screen the sound effects and what tools to use to do that. All right, I went ahead now and linked all of my slides. Now, something very important to note. For this particular demo, I have 3 questions and I have 3 questions, right? So there's no need for me. I have 3 questions. So I don't need to have 3 sets of incorrect and correct slides. I need to have 4 sets. And then for the last one, I can go ahead and delete slide 9, which is the prompt, which is the answer to question 8. Right? Because the last slide, because I only have 11 slides, I don't want to link this slide 8 to slide 9. I want the students to know that the game is finished. So I'm going to link that to the ending slide, which is slide 11. So I'm going to go ahead and just remove slide 9 from my slide deck and link slide 8 to slide 10. So it would be slide 10 now because I removed a slide. All right, so very important. And so everything would, in terms of the previous linkage that you'd have done already, it would not affect your slide deck. So let me just show you. So 14, when you click it, it will still take you to the correct answer slide. So it won't affect the ordering. All right, so now that we have done that, let's go ahead now and add different sound effects. Now you can add sound effects from either, if you're a YouTuber, you would go to this YouTube studio and then go to the library there, and so you can find the different types of sound effects. The options might be limited, but you can get sound effects from there that are loyalty free, and you don't have to worry about anything. Or if you want different types of sound effects, more variation to work with, there is another website that you can use. Let me see if I can pull it up from my bookmarks. It's called ZapSplat. So we're going to head over to ZapSplat in a few, just to show you what that looks like. All right, so you type in ZapSplat in Google search bar and it should bring you here. Now, in order to access their library of sound effects, you have to register for an account. So you click on register and then fill out the necessary fields and then confirm your password. Ensure that you click I am not a robot and agree to the terms and conditions, and then click register. Once you would have registered, you will receive a notification in your email stating that you should click on the link to verify. Once you click on the link to verify, then it should bring you directly to the website. All right, so once you click on the notification, like I said, it should bring you here, right? So the next step now is to search for the different types of sound effects that you want. So you can click the all categories drop down and you will see a list here. You can select from those, or if you know the specific, so you can use the search bar here to select the different types of sound effects that you're looking for if you know what you want specifically. So I'm looking for cheering sound effect. So I'm going to click that and then click search or click enter, and a list should populate. So what I'm going to do is I can click any one of those and play it to see if I'm satisfied. So for example, this one. So if that sound effect matches the one that I'm looking for, then I can just go ahead now and download it. So right where you see MP3, I'm going to download it as an MP3 file. So I'm going to click on it. Once I click on it, then it should download. I'm not currently logged into my account, so that's the reason it's prompting me to sign in. So you just click on this and then it will download. Once you download it, you can add it to your drive, to your Google Drive, and then add it to the slide. So that's how that works. So let's go ahead and add that particular cheering slide now to that particular cheering effect to this slide. So I'm going to go to insert as per usual, audio, and look for that particular audio file that I saved. Cheering, cheering, cheering. Oh, here it is. Click on it. Here it is. Then I'm going to click automatically because that's what I want to happen once the students touch, once the students are brought to this particular slide, then I want the audio to play as soon as they click on it. So that's what the automatically is for. And of course, I want to hide the icon while I'm presenting so it doesn't show up. All right, so that is how you download audio files from different websites. For this particular tutorial, we're using ZapSplat. That's how you download the file and then add it to your slide. So I'm going to go ahead now and just add all the different sound effects, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to animate different aspects of your slide, and then I'm going to play everything. All right, so I'm back. So for the final slide, I want to add an animation here, right? So like I said, if you're animating the slide, you can't do it in the master slide deck. So you have to come to this slide deck to add your animation. So first I'm going to look for the image that I want to animate. So I'm doing an image search. I'm looking for confetti. I don't want any GIF. No, don't want that. All right, let's see what comes up. I'm not seeing any that I part. All right, yes, let me use this one. All right, so I'm going to be using this one. So I'm going to select it, click insert, and then it should appear on the slide. I'm going to resize. It's not exactly the one that I used in the intro video, but this will do for now. So I'm going to click on it. Then I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to click animate. I think I want this to arrive, fly in from bottom. So I'm choosing the particular animation that I want. And then I'm going to animate it again. So I'm going to click on it, animate. So it should come up twice. And then for this one, I want it to spin. Of course, you're going to change this from on click to automatic. or from after previous, sorry. So you're going to change that to after previous, and then you can gauge the speed at which you want it to. So I'm okay with that particular speed. So for the next slide now, I want this to spin. So I'm going to add spin after previous, and then I'm going to play that to see how it looks. So once the students are directed to the last slide, which says congratulations, that is what's going to happen. And then of course, I'm going to add an audio here, maybe a clapping sound effect or something to that effect, so that it, you know, it makes the slide a little bit more interesting. So let's just play the final product to see what it's looking like. All right, so here goes. Hi player, welcome to my lair. Click the start button to begin. In a nutshell, this is what this particular slide deck is looking like. I didn't show all of the little elements, but you know, it's just showing you how creative you can be with it, right? So thank you for watching and see you next time.